Why oh why did I jump back onto the Broncos bandwagon? I'm looking back and I'm trying to figure out why. I guess I just thought, I believed for a second that their run defense maybe had stepped up to the plate a little bit, but Justin Fargas is a good player who's having a good year, Huggy Bear Jr., but if you give up 150 yards to him, you got problems. That's pretty much all you got to say about this game. Too many turnovers on offense for Denver. They had 2 picks, 2 fumbles. Just too much for a team with a mediocre defense to overcome, I guess. Travis Henry, in his first action back in a while, did not play well. He did all right, but behind this offensive line and with the situation the team is in right now, they can't accept just all right. It needs to be better than that. Cutler struggled. Cutler struggled, obviously, and that's the tail of the tape, I suppose. Just nothing really going offensively. They got some big plays from Stokely and Marshall, who's having a really good year, really underrated player. But it wasn't enough. McCown, big game, 4-21 for 141, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Not great, but it got the job done. Jamarcus Russell came in, and, he played all right, for his first action in the NFL. You'll take that. Fargas, as I said, big game. Zach Miller, the rookie, made a nice contribution with a couple of catches. Porter, last year he was just completely unmotivated, and this year it's nice to see him make some good plays. He's made some great catches this year. And, Denver's not that far away from competing because they can compete next year, I believe, but it's going to be difficult. It's an uphill battle. But I believe in this team, but right now there's just no semblance of a run defense anywhere. Bailey isn't himself. That's really all I got to say here. And, San Diego's got that division out, looks like, so much for that. Arizona, 27, Cleveland 21. Really rough loss for Cleveland. Too many turnovers. I think they had like 4 or whatever. They didn't make enough plays on defense. They couldn't really force a turnover when they needed it. They couldn't get a stop when they needed it. A couple of stupid penalties cost them big time. And, I think Winslow had a touchdown at the end. So, really, it does come down to that somewhat because they did get that winning. I believe that was a force out. I've watched the play over and over, and I just think he would have landed in bounds if he wasn't pushed out. So I think they got to make that reviewable because I think if the referees were able to look at that again, they might have been able to deduce that. But one play a game does not make, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, they turned the ball over 4 times. They let Edgerrin James run all over them. They weren't able to take advantage of injuries on the part of the Arizona running back group. And they couldn't get a stop at the end when they needed it. I mean, I think they played well enough to win because I do think they had a touchdown at the end, and I think they might have deserved to win this game, but you gotta, good teams, I guess, make sure that it doesn't come down to one play at the end, so there you go. Roderick Hood, a big game by him on the part of Arizona. He's probably their MVP, a couple of big picks. One he took back to the house. Brian Johnson stepped up when Bolden and Fitz were hurt. And, Cleveland did some things right in this game. Anderson played all right. He had a couple of important interceptions, but he played all right. Lewis struggled, but he had his moments. And Braylon Edwards had another big game, a great touchdown catch. Really great play on his part. Just too many mistakes ultimately. I still believe Cleveland's going to make the playoffs, but now winning the division is out of their hands. I thought they could have if they won today, but not going to happen now. So a wild card it is. And let's see. you got New York and Chicago. You know, is it just me, or is it really funny when Eli Manning throws an interception or fumbles or does something stupid, and then they cut to commercials, and it's that Eli Manning unstoppable commercial? That's got to be one of the best examples of unintentional humor I've seen in a long time, because, you know, that just makes me laugh. That's great. And obviously he struggled, could not get it cranking early in the game, had 3 turnovers, and it looked over. It did for a little while, but you know, I give credit to him. He rallied the troops, he came out, and he won the game. He came up with the touchdown toss when he needed it. He drove his team down and got the points at the end when they needed it, and here they are. And as for that touchdown throw to Toomer, a lot of people are saying it hit the ground. You know, I really wish they could have gotten a better camera angle, because they got so many cameras around there. I don't know why you can't get a better angle on that. But if I had to take a guess, I thought it was a catch. But that was a close play, huge play, and I'm surprised that they overturned it, because it was originally ruled an incomplete pass. So there you go. You know, Plexico Burress has really died off this season. What has happened to him? He was off to a great start, and now where is he? As for the Giants running game now, they're down to Reuben Drones and Ahmad Bradshaw. Ward is now going to miss the rest of the season right after having a huge game against Chicago, and that really sucks for them, because he was having a good season. So now you got to hope Jacobs gets back and he can tandem up with Drones, but it's not going to be the same. You know, and it's going to be rough for them to be able to come back from that. And in good news, the Giants got back to their pass rushing ways. They had 6 sacks, big game by the pass rush all around, and they came up with the plays when they needed it. And as for Chicago, Rex Grossman, he looks like the Bears quarterback of the future now. Something has snapped in his mind, and he's playing pretty well right now, behind a poor offensive line with not much of a running game. Excuse me. Had almost 300 yards, and he's making a couple of plays, and he should be playing well enough to win with what this Bears defense should be able to do, but ultimately couldn't. And, you know, it's really surprising to me. I really thought he was done in this league, but he's finding a way. And defensively, you know, Chicago, they forced several turnovers. They got pretty good quarterback pressure, but they couldn't get it done at the end. And really frustrating for them, and that really puts them out of contention, I think. They're going to have to win out now to make the playoffs, and it's just not likely, you know.